Okay, I might be live. Let me check the settings here. That's right. All right, I think we're live again. Yeah, so the last time I did a walking stream, by default it was not monetized. So I thought, oh, for this time I'll have to make sure I monetize it. Click the monetization setting, and it turns out I'm pretty sure you used to be able to. You cannot set it. You can't set the monetization setting in the Streamlabs app. And it seems to me a long time ago, like 100 days ago or so, I found some setting to change the default monetization setting for live streams so that it's off. So I thought that was better, but then I can't find that setting. So this may be an unmonetized live stream, which goes against my, which I think may have been hurting my metrics, but we'll see. Let's see, we got two viewers. My hands are really cold because I've been trying to type. Let's see. So we'll do another walk. We'll go in a different direction. Let my hands warm up a bit here. Today, this chat. I always forget to turn. There we go. Orthoplex 64. How's it going? So last time when I did the walk, I went back and I looked at it, and someone mentioned it was shaky, and I really agree. It's hard to watch. So today I have a gimbal, and let me just turn that on. Hopefully it's set right. There we go. I think it's actually a bit tilted, but like its 0 point is not calibrated. I said use Steadicam. I am using a Steadicam. I actually have an overkill Steadicam today. I have one that I got for the DSLR camera. It's just a cheap used one. But we'll try that out today, and we'll see how this fares. It's a bit like larger than, like, you can get Steadicams that are good for just a smartphone, but this one's for a DSLR camera. So, all right, my hands are frozen. Hopefully, this should be. Did you leave anything? Okay, good. Yeah, this should be a lot smoother. What's the temp there? I don't know. Check the temperature. That's not. Here we go. Check the temperature at Kitchener City Hall. Hella stable now? Yeah, it should. It better be. This is meant for DSLR cameras. It's like it's a bit heavier and kind of obnoxious looking, but so now I can run. But actually, you know what? It's the 0 point is wrong on it. It's tilted. I don't think I can fix that. Yeah, it's I had to calibrate it again when I first set it up. Much smoother. Feels 1, feels -3. Okay, so we'll go for a walk in this direction. Let me think. Where should we go? Maybe we'll go this way. This will be a good workout because my hands will get very tired of holding this thing. Oh, the chat might be stuck. Remember last time I was like, oh, why isn't anyone chat anything? And then it was stuck. Shawarma Trap at Duke and Benton is open till 2 a.m. Already ate. I'm good for the night. Sounds like somebody's grinding up there. Oh, there's people working up there. Go get some shawarma trap? Nope. It's annoying that I can't figure out that monetization setting. It's always so hard to find these settings. They move them around all the time. That's the right one. You should make a script to automate your walks. That's a good idea. There's a street over there. I always forget where it is. It's got a bunch of nice lights on it. Maybe this one up here. Where is it? I always forget. Oh, there's a cat. I don't know if you can see him. Oh, how'd the chat get stuck? Are there gangs in KW? I don't know. From what I understand, I think there's like gangs everywhere these days. Overlay, crosshair, and rifle and HUD on your walks. It's probably not necessary. Dramatic shadows. Streetlight makes you look menacing. Maybe YT wouldn't like my video idea. Yeah, I'm sure that would raise some red flags. How's that stupid chat stuck again? Who's that behind you? Nobody. great arm workout. I think the wind is a little bit better tonight, so hopefully there's less interference on the audio. You can get some nice street walking ASMR. Let's see, what is the... Oh, 16 viewers, wow. Computer break again? No, I finished my objective. I released the latest version of the terminal block mining simulation game. And now I'm just taking a step back, getting some exercise, reflecting, and you know, just testing out new stuff. What is the version of the latest release of the terminal block mining game? 0.0.9. I think I got basically all the primary issues out of the list rendering, so you can, it satisfies the it's a bit more practical to get through the game loop, so you can actually access all the items in your inventory, which before you couldn't really do that. And also being able to select the recipe in the crafting list. You can do that now. All right, here's the street with the nice lights. What are your thoughts on coding with AI? I've been enjoying Cloud Code a lot. Yeah, Cloud Code is the one that keeps coming up. People keep recommending to me. To be honest, I still have yet to actually sit down and and try it. There's so many other things, like trying to do a business. There's so many other things that have nothing to do with coding. Like I just want to code, but like today. So I need to make money. That's a fundamental part of having a business. So if you have a business, you have to sell things. In order to sell things, you need to have like traffic and sales and marketing and stuff. So I kind of have that now with, you know, I have like 2 million views on the channel in the last month, but I'm not really capitalizing on it because I don't really, there's no way to buy stuff from me, or at least people don't know about it. So then I had to set up the can you see that? Let's let this car pass. Yeah, so I was saying, so I'm trying to get the stupid Shopify store to work with my products, but Google Merchant Center disabled it. So I've been trying to get my store like, you know, fixed in whatever way Google Merchant Center wants it, so that they'll actually approve my store and then start showing my products again under YouTube videos. Because I think that if I can get that to work, that will be a significant source of sales. But right now I've got products, but nobody knows about them because they can't see them because Google disabled it all. So I've been watching all these like tutorial videos on, if you go to YouTube and just search for like Google Merchant Center disabled for misrepresentation, you'll find like tons and tons of videos. There's like a really common thing that everyone who starts a store gets disabled. So you gotta like, you need like a convincing about us page with pictures of your staff, and you need like all kinds of information, and like I've already given them all kinds of business information and stuff, and they know my name and ID, all your shipping times got to match, and return policy, and like, is there a restocking fee on the return policy? You gotta have all this garbage explicitly set out. So anyway, that's what I'm doing instead of trying out AI coding. This is like another planet. Yeah, I imagine if it's hot there, isn't it? It's pretty cold. Around here we had snow. I think the other day, the stream from 2 days ago, there was snow in that one. Use AI to generate Shopify boilerplate compliance docs. Well, actually, some of that is the problem. The problem is like you don't even need to use AI. Shopify gives you boilerplate, and that's what I used. And I thought, okay, I'll go with like low fidelity. I'll go with like the easiest thing first. So I didn't even really read the terms. I just went with the defaults, and the result was like there was I think what it was in the Shopify terms, it said I had like a 30-day return policy, but then in Google Merchant Center it asked me, it's like, we recommended 90-day return policy. So I'm like, okay, fine. So I clicked 90 days, and then Google found that the number was different, so it crawled the website and then it matched it with what I explicitly told Google Merchant Center. It said, these are different. And then I put a big like red thing on it. And but a lot of this stuff, I'm actually, honestly, I'm very disappointed in Shopify. I thought Shopify would like automate a lot of stuff, but even for like the most basic site, you have to like write some like liquid-based code and stuff. It's and I found there's lots of just like very basic defaults that you would expect to exist and to work. But what they've tried to do is like, they try to upsell you on everything. Or like what they want to do is hook you into this like installing Shopify apps. So you can be a Shopify app developer and make third-party applications, and then you install apps. So it's like they went their own app store, and of course it's some garbage where like, so you can write like a calendar app or something, or some basic thing that should exist that Shopify should do, and then you add it, and then now you give some like random person in Lithuania all your customer data, because that's the only way to install this stupid app to allow like filtering for your items, or like whatever thing that isn't installed that should be pre-installed. And that's how you make a seat. Ryan Sterling Young says, yo, outside again. Yes. Shopify suspended you for using their own boilerplate. It wasn't Shopify, it was Google Merchant Center. So the way it works is like the objective I want is I want this products to show up under my YouTube videos. Like, so right now you can have an ad right under this video. You've probably seen these, like people sell t-shirts and stuff. I want ads for my store to show up under my videos because I have like 2 million views in the last month, but I'm getting like no sales on the store. So if I had the ads there, then making some sales. And so I sign up at Shopify, put the products in Shopify. Shopify syncs them to something called Google Merchant Center. And then Google Merchant Center is the thing that actually puts them in under the videos. So Shopify seems pretty lax on all their terms, mostly. If you considered a WordPress site with PayPal micropayments, that wouldn't solve the problem, because it's all about getting the products approved. In Google, they have to go into Google Merchant Center. That's the only way to get them to show up on YouTube. So, CEO of Shopify on a podcast called Lemonade Stand. Yep, that's how you start a business. You start a simple lemonade stand. I hope there's a way to figure out that monetization setting, because it seems, I'm pretty sure the Streamlabs app used to allow you to explicitly set whether the stream is monetized or not, but I didn't see the setting anywhere. And then I Googled it and it said you can't set it in the Streamlabs app, even though I'm pretty sure you used to be able to, but I think they updated it so you can't now. And I can't find the setting in the YouTube channel settings. I was thinking, well, payment processor is going to be like, yeah, we love entrepreneurs in Canada, we need more. Says the payment processor sent entrepreneurs. I don't know. The more I learn about stuff, it's almost like there's a conspiracy to completely destroy entrepreneurship, because the number of entrepreneurs is going down dramatically. And then the government's always like, oh, we gotta support business. And so what they do is they'll give money to Air Canada. They're like, Air Canada's a business. Let's give them $1 million. Fewer entrepreneurs because of declining economy in past years. Yeah, I mean, for a lot of people, it's like the mathematical reality of starting a business doesn't make sense. I was able to because when I graduated, I had no debt. But if I had debt, mathematically, I would have just had to go into the workforce. Like just think of it your perspective. You graduate, you're like, 40 to 100K in debt. You got to start making those payments. If you start a business, you have no revenue. So unless you have rich parents or there's some other kind of source of cash, it's just there's no way to make it work. I made it work because I was able to squeak out just enough revenue to survive. But then the cost of housing, the amount of like individual free cash flow that you have in Canada is dramatically lower than in the US. Because for the if you just take like the average amount of money you can earn, subtract the cost of rent and food and having a car, you know, I'm barely making ends meet as it is. I have no car. If I had a car, in my building they're charging $250 a month for parking. I'm not trying to punch down because that was my first thought. Love this weather, so beautiful. Yeah, it'd be nice if this was the worst of winter. See those panels on sidewalks? Oh, for skateboarding? Makes sense, Robert, these days. Are you doing any contract work or just on your own project YouTube? The last time I did work on a contract was just over a year ago. So right now there's no contract work in the pipeline. And I have no intention at this point. There's enough traction on YouTube that I think if I can grow anything, it'll be, I think there's more growth potential on YouTube. There's more growth potential on YouTube than there is in like these small odds and ends contracts. And that's considering the state of the contract world, like say, you know, a few years ago, but today it's even worse. There's like less, there's less of these startups, less people starting these speculative companies. And with AI, there's a whole like category of startups that you wouldn't even dare start the startup today because it's almost certainly not going to work. Oh, I missed that. It's not cold. Colder the better. You can skate more. Yeah, skateboarding in the snow would be hard. Oh, looks like they're doing road work up here. So to speak, I respect it like man. It takes a special type of person to stick it out, make it work. Yeah, definitely not for everyone. I hate what salt does to vehicles. Yep, we have a lot of that. You started a company, a freaking company. What it was doing yesterday? I don't know. I don't understand that. I'm very behind on the state of AI. Has that offered like a 50% boost in productivity to programmers? Honestly, I'm behind too. It's still on my to-do list to actually start trying it and experimenting. But there's so many other things in my life that are not even programming or AI. Like, AI is great, but what would be greater is cheap housing and not having to fight rent evictions and stuff. Buying JST connectors to replace some automation mechanism I've been making for work. Nice, you can get those on eBay. Has AI changed the world yet? It's hard to tell between the hype, doom in the news, and YouTube. I think it will. Like some people say it's a fad, but I think long term it is going to be a pretty profound impact. But it's also like the internet. Like it's going to take time to soak in. And there's going to be a bust of the more you walk the streets. My phone's really dark. The more you walk the streets. Yeah, I might do a few of these. All right, I just change the pace. It's also just interesting to experiment with the technology every time I do one of these. It teaches me a bit about how practical is it to do this stuff. I also noticed that these streams get more views than the coding streams. See this, 16 viewers still. To clarify, it looks like you were making some packaging for something. Oh, that's something. So if my stupid Google Merchant Center wasn't disabled, you'd see links below where you could click on that thing and then you could buy it in my Shopify store. If you go to shopify.robertelder.org and click on, there's a 5 random die samples. That's what I was packaging there. St. John, New Brunswick housing is supposed to be quite reasonable. Yeah, it might be. That might be a better long-term option. Laggy? Is the stream lagging? Maybe I'm in a bad cell reception area. It's on the max quality setting. Congrats on your win. Hope you crush any appeals. Actually, I got word actually last night that they are appealing it. And they just said that the appeal, the basis of the appeal is like, we think the adjudicator made an error in interpreting this section of the RTA. But it didn't have details. I'm not sure if they're going to provide more details, but on like what they think on the grounds. But I don't know. In my opinion, I don't think they have a lot of grounds, but we'll see how it works. And what kind of like, if it takes like 6 months for the appeal to get rejected or something. Oh, $4.99 from Ginger Halo. Thank you very much. Thanks for this roll. It's quite relaxing. No problem. We'll see. I may do more of them in the future. It's a nice kind of intermission to break up the coding. It's lagging for me a few parts of the video too. Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe it's cell reception. Slight lag, but just refresh. Is your phone getting hot? My iPhone 17 gets hot. Just video calling. It's pretty cool out, so I think it's not too bad. St. John housing is cheap because the Irvings stink up the air. It's true. My feathers are so ruffled by this. Google, Robert, are you using Apple Podcast? Never struck me as an Apple type of person. I don't have any Apple products. Wish you the best. Yeah, whatever happens. It's not a. If they do, I mean, I think we've won the hardest verdict now, but we'll see. Before I go, I want to share a bit of data that you may find useful. Sure. Why I don't know how to pronounce that. Whiting Bulu has a thing called Open Room. Host service for about $20. That gives access to data that is pretty interesting. Data that is pretty interesting. I don't even know what that could be. What you up to? I'm getting exercise. I wrote too much code. Now I gotta get out for some walks. Keep my legs working. It's gonna be snow everywhere soon. I won't be able to do it. Gotta have working legs for world domination, that's for sure. I mean, I guess it probably would be a kind of a cool vibe if I was in a wheelchair. I could totally see a person in a wheelchair taking over the world, like that guy from the X-Men. Court documents served to my enemies. I don't think I'll have to take advantage of that. Get some legal Canadian ganja? Nope. I'm going to keep my mind pure so I can write code and be efficient. Unless you got a supercomputer in your brain, you can just control everything from one place. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I mean, that'd be actually kind of interesting. That, like, once we get brain-computer interfaces, it would be very fitting if a guy, like, in a hospital bed somewhere took over the world, because you'd have, like, nothing else to do. Having to figure out where my ex, her sister living with her, didn't really rent. I probably won't have to go into that much detail. It's a lot of work to waste my time researching all this stuff and digging up documents, and I want to write code. I want to make block mining games and play with AI and stuff. It sounds like an open data thing. I know there's there's all kinds of stuff. I looked into that, like stuff like you can look up if people have gotten writs and stuff, and you can do research on people. Useful if you take it from a data science perspective. You may be the one who is crushed by your appeals. You may be able to find leverage. You can line things right. Well, we already won the case, the rent eviction case. So, I mean, it's quite possible that they may just put in like an appeal and just be like, it's wrong, and then the court will just dismiss it completely. There's too many cars here. Too much noise pollution. Giordani says, hello, how's it going? Doesn't take much time if you're smart. The question was the benefit. There's lots of stuff that I can waste my time on. I gotta waste my time on important things, like block mining games. I think my stabilization batteries might be getting low. I probably should have tried harder to balance this. Pavement is starting to get shaky. Shaky, yeah. I did bring a couple spare batteries. I guess I could pop those in. I'll get to a place where I can sit down. Oh, it's really shaky now. Where are we going? We're going that way. Curious because I don't write code. Curious because they don't write code but are able to code a site into the internet from scratch. I also wonder what tools would be able to be best in regard to things you're trying to do, like game engine development, and would take away many of the limits you have in your project. What seems to be the limits you currently have in block mining land? There's many ways to answer that. I took a 5-year break from work and I went to return to workforce. So I started sending resume for programmer position. Anyone know what the market is like these days? If there's anyone who can chime in, I haven't been actively looking for a long time, but from my understanding, it's a really difficult market. Perfect world, you would find out everything you want and have finished product. What are those things? I don't know. Those are very like vague statements you're making. I lost like 7 games of chess in a row. That's not good. Why are you out there in them cold ass streets? I need exercise. Walks are good to ponder long-term things. That's true. Nice middle housing to the left. We need more of that. Yeah, we need more of all kinds of housing. Oh, that's blinking a lot. Maybe that means the battery's gonna die. Let's see. Need a good place to sit down, but alright, I'll try to change the batteries and the stabilization thing. Got another pack of charged batteries here. If I can get this open. Plastic thing is really hard to open. Let's set this on the ground. Okay, got batteries in. I just need to get this back up. All right, battery replacement complete. All right, we're back in business. Yeah, what did people say? Interesting trash setup. Thank you. How much YouTubers live stream during driving through low-income neighborhoods in different USA cities? Robert wants to do that, but walking? I could, but I'm gonna stick with programming if possible. But I guess if that made like millions of dollars, then you get to go where the market demands it. Be careful with the coyotes. It's a good place right there. All right, make sure I didn't leave anything. Nope, I think we're good. Progress by day, walk the hood by night. Yeah, I have walked by the homeless encampment a couple times. Actually, there used to be a homeless guy. There used to be a homeless guy that lived just down here in like the middle of this traffic circle, or like an on-ramp circle thing. But going by homeless encampments, people in homeless encampments don't want to be filmed. See, it's an off-ramp over there, and there's a homeless guy who used to live like right in the center of it. Yeah, I think it'd be there would be some interesting things. Just some stuff I've actually thought about before. It would actually be interesting to even talk to some people that just do like outreach to homeless, to talk about like, are there like one issue is with a lot of homeless is getting them involved in something, productive or wholesome. And if you're like in a really bad place, like if you have substance use issues, or if there's some other reason they can't be in the workforce, they can't just go out and like apply for jobs. But if you thought about the other way, like I remember there was a homeless guy that went viral years ago because he had a really good voice. I mean, this is not with AI, this would be no longer relevant, but he had a really good voice. And I've thought, like, what if you just, as like an economic research project, just do research to find out, like, instead of saying, like, what jobs could they apply for, just evaluate all the skills, like take a large cohort of homeless people, evaluate, like, how many homeless people have PhDs and can like successfully do math, or like keep a schedule, or like let's say a challenge program where, like, you give homeless people $5, and then the challenge is they have to return the $5 in 24 hours on time. How many of them can do that? And, like, who among them can do that? And just collect a bunch of this data, and that by itself, I think, would be interesting and valuable. Homeless, but you can eat all the food you want, or have a house, only be able to spend $100 a month. Oh, there's a choice? I don't know, it's hard. $100 is hard to live on for food. I guess it also depends on where you are. I guess if you had a house, you could rent out a room. Yeah, probably just have the housing, because that way you could rent it out to someone. You could sublet a room, or you could just, like, sleep in the living room, rent out a room, and then you have cash flow to buy food. Now you're all set. May have been something they could do in their past life, but a lot of those skills go away. Your basic needs aren't met. Yeah, that's why I think, like clearly homeless people can do things. The question is, what are those things, and how closely do those things resemble productive, normal behaviors and habits? And, like, you can use that as a way to, like, bootstrap people on a path back to something productive. Because when you look at like how much work they put into homeless encampments, building homeless encampments and moving tents and stuff, and, like, think about if you took that work and made that, you redirected that into, like, just building houses. I don't know, there's other reasons why that can't happen, but, or you could even, like maybe you could get them to do masonry work and just use, like, stone crafting tools to make stone houses. It would be even better than the houses we have. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me that wouldn't work, but the question is, what would happen? Like, how closely would you be able to? Probably a lot of them just wouldn't want to be involved, I guess. But I guess if you get people, like, some sense of ownership, if you let them keep whatever they built. Because actually at the homeless encampment over here, they built all these, like, temporary structures. It almost looked like they went by and, like, stole massive pieces of, like, a porch or something and made a house out of it. It was pretty crazy. And then there was also one of them had, battery's getting low. I'll probably have to stop the stream in a sec. Let me read this chat. People experiencing homelessness generally need more than housing, need wraparound support services, help them on track. Yeah, that's a good point, and I'm sure that some of that would be revealed in research. There's still, we could fix societal and economic factors that cause people to become marginalized and fall into homelessness in the first place. Yeah, that's hard though. Well, my if I don't stop the stream, it's gonna stay spinning and the battery dies. Live stream. I think last time when I stopped it, last time when I stopped it, it cut it off like a minute before or something. So battery hungry stream. Yep. All right, we'll be back tomorrow night for something else. Have a good night.